Hello, everyone. So we are here with Cactus World, very good friend of ours, and we are hosting our first AMA in a collaborative manner with Cactus World. So you have heard a lot about Kuroda Club and what we think about our own journey. Today, we'll talk about Cactus World and try to see what they are doing and what are the interesting stuff they are actually coming up with. So, I'll hop on to Discord and start the conversation. Hello, Polly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Yeah,
Oh,
just sometimes I forget to press the button. Sorry.
no problem. I'll prompt you. Awesome. So, Polly, why don't we start? If you can quickly introduce yourself and if your teammates are here, and from there, if you can quickly tell us about your journey, about yourself, about your journey, and then we'll get into the cactus world.
Perfect. Yeah, our teammates are actually working on our teaser that we want to release this week. So they might be able to join us, but they're getting some stuff together. So we are rushing into our last week pre mint. So there's a lot that we want to get done and make sure that it is done this week. So my name is Leo Creighton, and I'm a visual effects supervisor from Brazil, but I live in Vancouver. I've been working the VFX industry for more than 10 years now. And Abel, also that started with me, he is also a visual effects supervisor. And he's also working even more than me, I think 12 years now. We come from a docs background. We have our faces up there on the website. You can check out our work, our past work, the movies we did. So we did happen to have a couple Golden Globes under our belt. Abel got an Oscar under his. I have a picture that can, uh, docs that as well. uh, so our whole idea with Cactus World, how we started, is that we wanted to do something for the children, and we saw the NFT space as a great opportunity for us to do that. So we found it in a way to be able to do it together with a community and create a community to be a different path than what people normally have to do a pitch to a company. It's like a very strict and squared way, and also a good way for us to take control of our own IP and share that with the community and actually get help from everybody, get feedback, get everybody included in the creative process of a TV show, as well as we want to implement, different NFT related perks they'll be able to get with it, rewards, metaverses, implementation, passive income. So we found that this will be a very, very nice and interactive way for us to do it, different than a Kickstarter that's just simple. So we want to make our NFT way more than just a JPEG, way more than just a picture. It's actually a ticket into our world, and that we'll be creating many integrations and benefits as the time goes with us. But our main goal is actually to make our NFT TV show for children, where all the characters are going to be casted for the NFT pool. So if you actually own one of the NFTs, you might be actually be on the show. You might own one of the characters on your collection, and that is pretty cool.
Awesome, awesome. Can't be more psyched about it. So, there are so many things that you actually spoke about, and it's a lot to uncover. So, let's try one by one, right? Uh, let's actually start with you and your team, and that's awesome. So, do you want to talk a little bit more about it? Like, you mentioned that quite a few Hollywood projects that you have actually worked on. Do you want to name few and, try to
Of
give
course,
us,
yes.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Go ahead.
let's start from the beginning.
Awesome.
A little boy with a dream.
Awesome.
My dream was to tell stories to the world. That was actually pretty much everything I ever did in my life. Was I was always a big on storytelling, and since I was a kid, I did with my Legos, I did with my GI Joes. I would do my own little stop motion movies. I always dreamed and really cherished all the movie magic, but I never imagined at that point, like I was in Brazil, like that was the industry was completely different there. We didn't have access to a bunch of the stuff that luckily I have now. But I never imagined to actually be able to land on this. And with technology and everything integrated, I was able to go to LA. I went to LA after college. So I graduated in advertisement in Brazil, and I went to LA to a school called Noman VFX. Uh, and I did 3.5 years of training in the VFX industry to be able to, start working on this. So after I left LA, I actually got a really good offer from Lucasfilm. So straight out of school, I was going to work with the people from Lucasfilm in San Francisco. But I still needed to work out some visa stuff. Like if you're foreign, living in a different country, you know that there's a bunch of bureaucracy and all that stuff. So
Yep. Yep.
I did happen to work on Blur Studios, which is like a very big cinematic studios, and I worked on the Halo 2 anniversary cinematics. Was I think my first big show. I did the work on Call of Duty cinematics as well, and then I moved to San Francisco to work in the big movies. So VFX was always my dream, as well as cinematics. They're a little bit different, It's like
Mm-hmm.
you have more freedom with cinematics. You get like a lot more action. It's a different thing, but it landed me to Vancouver, which I am now. So ILM transferred me. ILM is Lucasfilm. They transferred me to Vancouver, and so that's when I started working on the big blockbusters like Thor Ragnarok, Godzilla, the Warcraft movie. Uh, it wasn't a great movie, but it looked cool.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Absolutely.
uh, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah.
Abel worked on Spider Verse. That's where he got his Golden Globe and his Oscar. I got my Golden Globe for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. He worked also on Black Panther with another Oscar-winning movie. Adam's Family, Into the Moon. So we have like a bunch of really big movies under our belts.
Wow. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I mean, I'm just reading all the names, and in your website you have not put up all the names actually what you're saying, right?
No,
So
if you go to my, if you, we have links to if you go on our LinkedIn's or our personal websites like leocraden.com, like that has like a lot more work that we didn't list on our proof of work reel. You can
awesome.
see like a bunch of shots that it didn't made it in. Like we have more than, I don't know, like 10 minutes of footage of just cuts of scenes that we worked on these. And I think we both stopped doing our reels in 2019. So there was like a bunch of new movies and series that we worked on that's not even listed there. But
Awesome. Awesome. Crazy, man. Crazy. Okay, so that's crazy good. Let's try to see, that how are you actually making a transition from that glamorous world to a different glamorous world, which is this NFT side of the thing. So how does that journey started?
so that journey started with so working so many years, we got a little entangled with not being able to generate our own ideas and implement them, right? We were always
Hmm.
working for somebody else. The
Hmm.
big studios, like the power of the movie industry was always in the hands of like a few people. And that was one of the
Yes.
things that we wanted to work on and one of the things that we wanted to deviate from. And the NFT space is perfect. NFTs for us means freedom, right? It's freedom, and you can have. Oh, Abel is here. Abel, you here? Yeah, Abel is our other member. If you can allow him to talk too, we can take turns too.
I have
Uh,
I've like opened it up for everyone. The only thing that he might have to do is press it for a little bit, longer duration, and then he would be able to speak, I believe.
oh, okay, Abel. I think it's set to press to talk. So you have to assign like a hotkey on your keyboard to be able to hold it down, so you unlock your microphone. It's like, but anyway. So
Yep.
Abel's here, and once he can join in, and we saw that freedom and opening on this space for us to be able to create our own IP, work for us and with our communities, right? Generate our value together. And since this space was really, really new, nobody was doing that at the time.
Yep.
And we have one really important thing that is the know how, right? We didn't have the know-how of the NFT industry, how NFTs work, like fully in the back end, but we know how to make a TV show. We know how to make um, visual effects successfully, right? So it's like, okay, we have the end goal, right? Now we
Mm-hmm.
just need to learn how this space works so we can actually promote what we're trying to do and
Mm-hmm.
get these people engaged with us.
Right, right.
And
Absolutely. Yep.
and that's where we saw this opportunity, and that's how we actually started. So we all started with, like, back then in October, started with the
Mm-hmm.
2D collection. Was the market was different back then,
Mm-hmm.
uh, right? And we were doing this 2D collection, and we're going to make the 3D way further ahead on our roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
So just to actually reward the initial investors, and then things keep changing. We got thrown some curveballs that we managed to, grow and learn from each one of them. And once we got through that, our community just got stronger and bigger, and they're super nice and friendly. Well, we did our scavenger hunt together. You guys got a taste of it, and you guys were also super welcoming to us, so we do appreciate it also. And we we learned from all of that how to actually be able to work in this NFT world, and how things work, how things move fast, right? So we had to be fast, but we had a really small skeleton crew, um, and we were trying to move as fast as we could to give the best product, and that's one of the things that we cherish always. It's almost annoying, but
Nope. No, I hear you. I hear you.
all right,
It's
cool. Sorry, Abel's
it's
Abel's keybind is not working.
oh, is
Uh,
it? Okay.
so it's so we're trying to, you know learn all of this and rework that and get into Cactus World. So we got it. We got an idea. We got our full 3D lineup now for our upcoming mint. We're actually going to use the 2D ones as a reward for our initial investor as well. So it's going to be a very select 200 selection. So they're almost going to be like vintage, vintage Cactus World, like the first, which actually helped me to generate the full 3D collection, because I used those as concept art for me,
Yeah.
and I
Yep.
was referencing. So if you actually line up a bunch of our 3D collection to our 2D collection, they're gonna be lining up pretty much one to one, because I
Awesome.
try to be very faithful to that.
Right. So I'm actually in that particular side. I believe in your website I can see a pre-sale creation for creation of it all, and it is says sold. The first 200 tickets will be dedicated to our Cactus seed investors. So is that the one that you're talking about?
That is exactly the ones we were talking
Okay.
about. So
Awesome. Awesome.
our since we got our investors and our early adopters to Cactus World, we actually today the seeds just went live, but I don't think anybody's going to be selling them for real cheap. So I think you guys are going to have a hard time getting a hold of them, because they are
Absolutely.
actually the most valuable thing of Cactus World, because they act as a rewards multiplier. They also grant you very selective and exclusive events, and you can have access to the early pipeline that we're doing and developing. You get earlier sneak peeks of everything we're developing. So we
100%.
try to create also a way to integrate our community. So let's say the way we have it set up, if you reach level 15, which we call it a floriculturist cactus, you also get access to our pre-productions and our breakdowns. You can see how our characters are made, etc. So
Uh,
it's a way to reward the community from being active and being part of it, and also not make it a free-for-all to too many opinions. It just gets insane.
No, I get
Everybody
it, man.
knows
I
that.
get it. I hear you. And I've also, I believe I have given access to Abel just in case. It seems that I had to unmute him. So, do you want to try saying hello? I think you would be able
Abel,
to do
try
that.
now, see if that works.
You might have to press the key and. All right. It's so.
All right.
Any,
Anyway, we'll carry
yeah.
on, and if it ever works out, then it's good. All right, he got it.
Hello. Can you hear us? Or can you say hello?
No, you are unmuted. Unmuted. You just have to keep holding down and talk.
All right. No problem. So whenever, just hop in anytime, say hello, and
Yeah,
we'll we'll, we'll
as
start the
as
conversation with
hopefully
you.
that would work out.
Awesome.
Uh,
Awesome.
yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. No, it's all amazing, man. All amazing. So, we want to just quickly hop into your roadmap, and so before the roadmap, I can see that you are talking about royalties also. So
Exactly.
I think Abel wants to
So
say something or so. Okay.
our royalties, how it
Yeah.
works
Go
is
ahead.
there's two things that we want to do. So we want to create a liquidity pool from 33% of our IP revenues. So 33% of all the revenue we ever make with Cactus World is going to go to this liquidity pool and come back to the holders as a bonus, right? Monthly, that's going to be redistributed. And as well as
So,
35% of, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, this is a little interesting. I would like to tie up few knots here, right? So when you say that liquidity pool is going, so would you be creating a staking based reward system, or it would be a liquidity pool where a direct reward distributions will happen?
It'll be a direct
It would be a direct. Okay.
distribution reward.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we are also doing
it's just
direct, so
there's a lot of legal behind all this, like the
yeah.
NFT space, and depending on the countries that you are. So we had to change a little bit the way we were doing it, the redistribution,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to legally be able to do that, so we don't run into any problems and our holders don't have any issues with that. So
Absolutely. Yep. Yep. Yep.
but we also have 35% of our aftermarket sales. They're
Right.
also going to be redistributed twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
No, to every 2 weeks, twice a month, to our holders as well. So you have like two ways of passive rewards
Mm-hmm.
uh, that you can get by just holding your Cactus World NFTs, which is one of the things that our project is really looking forward is since our goal is to make a TV show, and to make a TV show is not a fast thing to do, right? We
Correct.
need people to be patient. We need people to understand what we're doing, and it takes time to actually create a very solid and nice product. So our goal is actually not to do a quick flip or a pump and dump type project. Is actually we want people to be able to hold that, and we want to add value to our NFTs so people actually keep holding. In a short term, what we're looking to actually do is like we're going to create merch, we're going to create plushies, which we already have in
Mm-hmm.
order out. So hopefully we will get to show you guys a little bit before our mint date comes, and we want to be able to so
Yep.
do our 3D prints as well. So you'll be able to actually, if you have a cactus, you'll be able to have it 3D printed and send it to you on our merch store as well. So we're trying to find a few different ways to engage with the public on an early stage, as well as sharing all the processes, scripts, storyboards, story art, and everything with the community as we do it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Testing, testing.
Oh, we can hear you,
Yes,
mate.
guys,
Finally.
I am so sorry. I never did the binding of the key, and I didn't know where it was.
It's hard.
Sorry,
Apologies, man. Apologies.
but thank you. Thanks for having us on your club.
Awesome. No, we are very thrilled. We are very thrilled, man. So, typically we actually host it in a different channel. It's basically more free to speak kind of a channel, but this time we wanted to also gauge that how the conversation will go. We wanted to actually keep specifically opening up for our guest. So that's why we thought that this is the channel that would be more appropriate. So, all right. So, welcome. Awesome. Awesome to hear your voice, man. So, I have we had previous conversations. Leo, I have actually connected quite a few times. So, Abel, I think this is the first time that we are speaking. So, welcome, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, this is the first time. Thank you. This is yeah, we're in this very like exciting journey of NFTs, and I think like as Leo said, it's freedom for us, and it's also an amazing way to get connected to the people who believe in us. I think like like how people would do like a Kickstarter to do
Yep. Yep.
like a
Yep.
product. And one of the things that I love about this project is that not only the artist is rewarded, but also whoever believed in it in the project first. So everybody who jumped on this project early on, and next Friday or with the seed investors, like we want to be able to make sure that we carry all this community along with us. So if this project goes supernova, then everybody will come along with us. So I think this is like I love this space because of that. Like it's our opportunity to produce something that we really believe in, but it's also the opportunity for people to have like financial interest in the success of the things that they believe in. So it's like I'm super glad that this technology exists, and we're glad it should be like very early on. And I guess like if anyone who joins in this in NFT space is still like nowadays they're still early, right? In a
Yep.
few years we'll see how much it has changed because it changes so much every week. Like it's hard to catch up.
Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. Absolutely. So I think we are getting closer to 30 minutes. So we wanted to keep it in the two different segments. One was where the initial intro would be, and then the second segment would be a lot of Q&A. I'll also, split the screen sharing accordingly. So the last one that we would like to address before we move into the more of a Q&A based thing. About your roadmap, the initial roadmap I think you guys have already spoken about. Would you like to touch upon towards the end part, right? Or rather the place where you would eventually would like to go. One is very clear that you guys do want to create create the TV show and then take that particular initiative forward. The other one that I see here is basically the metaverse, right? The Cactus World
Yes,
game.
correct.
So you
All
want
right,
to touch upon that? Yeah, go ahead.
let me go on that. So our end of our roadmap is to finish a pilot episode so we'll be able to pitch our NFT TV show to networks, and we already have contacts on Netflix and Amazon. So as soon as we have that ready, we will be able to do a proper pitch with them. Probably, I can't say the other ones about yet, but I just don't want to say anything before I don't want to jinx it.
Yep.
But our metaverse. So the whole idea is we want to do something new that is tying up our TV show with the metaverse. The idea of the metaverse is going to be an open world collaborative game where your cactus are going to be able to roam around the world following the idea of our story, which is Kako has to find the magical pictures and take pictures of the magical cacti in the land to be able to restore peace. And this is just a quick overview of the story. So, and we're gonna have cactus scattered around the whole metaverse, and people have to join and do quests together to be able to find them and take pictures of them. And we're gonna actually reserve a piece of the meta world for a little cactus village, where you can have like your little space and you can display all the pictures that you had. So if you found this really hard, rare cactus, you can put your pictures there, and people will go to your space like, hey man, how did you find it? Where did you find it? Can you help me get to it, etc. So it'll be like more of like a collaborative
Awesome.
and interactive way to do it. Imagine an open world Pokemon Snap on steroids.
Oh man, I'm imagining. In fact, my next question would be about that imagination of mine. So will there be a small, house or a place where they can just, hang in and talk to each other and play some cards by any chance? Because
Exactly. So we're gonna have the cactus village.
right.
Our idea is to have the cactus village, and that's gonna be the hang around part. So
Okay.
let's say, kind of like when you play Diablo or something, that you have like your village, or World of Warcraft, you have your village, your main village, and then you go around to do your quests.
Okay.
That's kind of like the idea. You have the main areas that you can, like we're thinking a bunch of different things.
Awesome.
We need to stay basic, right? We wanted to have like other NFTs be able to actually join in and create their own little villages, but we want to stay, small. And our idea is to mainly for now do it for a cactus village for the holders, and they can show their stuff and play with that and hang out with other people and do little quests and play around, get to know other people.
Sure.
I think that's our main goal at this point.
Absolutely. And in the future, when you do want to expand, like, we are already looking for metaverses where we can actually put our card games. And And our card games are, it's basically, there are multiple versions. It would be completely free to play, it would be only for entertainment, or some other versions that whatever the metaverse would want to enable. So it is completely enable and disable kind of a pattern. So yeah, we can definitely talk more about it. I'm pretty psyched about the metaverses and the way that it is getting enabled. It's very helpful and congenial for the whole ecosystem to grow together.
Yeah,
So
and I feel like the metaverse can be like I think like we start with this with like a strong building block that we can expand upon, which is what Leo is talking about. And I
right.
think like there's nothing stopping the metaverse in the metaverse someone playing your card games and getting cactus points to
Yep, yep.
bring it to the cactus world. So I think we can do like a lot of like uh, this I mean multi-project uh, projects that span multi-projects. So you can have like a mobile game where you're going to work and commuting in the subway. You could be like doing like those click games where like the Simpsons games where you're like mining points for when you go into your 3D world, so you can spend them there. So there's like a lot of connectivity between apps, games, 3D games, and the TV show, right? So one of the things that we have planned is having online events for when each episode drops. So the story of the TV show is connected to what's happening in the metaverse in general. So it's
Awesome.
there's a lot of coordination to do, but the possibilities are endless.
Awesome, awesome. Can't be more thrilled about it, man. I What I'll do is that I'll quickly end the video capture here, and then I'll actually start again for our AMA, and I'll actually open it up for our community. So, thank you very much for the first segment. I'll quickly close it at my side. Just give me 1 second.